Yeah, so Workspaces is the first time really you'll get to see M-Files unlock what is the super powerful architecture we have underneath our document management system. It's been there since day one. The first way I'd describe it as, it's a business application and user experience layer that sits on top of our context-first document management system. So it simplifies a lot of the complexity that we have in our architecture and brings it together in a view that allows users to see their documents, their projects, and their stakeholders in that single view. I've heard it spoken about when we were speaking with some of the customers who have been excited about it, that it encapsulates their business processes inside of the user experience in a way that no other document management system can do. So normally documents are seen as like lists of things. Most, if not all, of the other document management systems have folders. And then you have the metadata in some sort of view against the documents. But that's not really how users do business. What they normally do is they start off from a project, or they start off from a client, or they start off from a component. And rather than having to navigate through documents to find components and documents to find clients, this starts off from a viewpoint that says a workspace is a client view of your documents. This is or a project view of your documents. And from there, you can see a project, and also not just the project, but which client that project is for, or which of your associates are working on that project, or from that one workspace in a really easy to use user experience. And then you can work on the documents within that context. So a way I often think about it is salespeople have CRM, finance people have finance applications like ERP systems. But most knowledge workers or workers who work with documents don't have a dedicated application for them. What they tend to work in is office productivity tools, which are general for anybody. And what Workspaces does, it allows all those integrations to your CRM, to your ERP, to pull information into, again, one single pane of glass, one view for you as the person doing the work, with your documents in the center of those things. And that's a workspace. It's really pulling in a one single place where all of the work you're trying to work on comes together in the context of your particular role. What does it mean for you as a business user, as somebody trying to actually do your work? What it means is, the first thing is, most people spend a lot of time finding things. Like if you record how much time you spend each day just trying to find things before you can work on things, it's a staggering amount of time. One of the ways to find things more quickly that you want to work on is to start from the context that your role is about. So again, I go back to, if you're a project manager, your context is a project. So you want to find the project, and then you want jumping off points from the project. Well, that's what Workspaces does. So it accelerates your time to get to the place you can actually do the valuable thing you're trying to do. It makes you so much more productive to get there. The other thing is, when you're working inside of a particular document, you need more context. If you're trying to write up a particular update to a project proposal, you need to know what the contracts say about that. But instead of going to try and find the contracts next, there's another find, another search. There it is, right in your workspace, that here's the project and here's the contracts related to it, with all the revisions and histories right next to the contract and the project. And it's all, again, in one place. So you don't have to start clicking around. Workspaces, instead of giving you many screens, many physical screens, this brings it all into one screen. So you as a user are not having to cut and paste things from A to B. You're not having to navigate and find things. So your work becomes a lot friction filled. It becomes much more smooth and frictionless with this workspace to get your work done. I think that's one of the things that's so powerful about this concept of a workspace. No other competitor has our knowledge graph-like architecture, that context-first architecture that we had from day zero. Like, the company was founded on the basis that we would have an architecture that allowed you to navigate from documents to other business artifacts that weren't documents incredibly easily and be able to create those relationships. Well, because the competition doesn't have that, if they were really not able to show the visualizations easily that we can show. So when they talk about workspaces, it's kind of more like a shared space with documents in, with some metadata. That is so, like, still for me, like 2010 thinking. What's exciting is how you navigate through and connect the dots between things, which is what we have. So that's the first thing. I think the second thing is AI loves context. Is the artificial intelligence that you point at those things also really finds it easier to use that to navigate around your content, to make the responses that you get from our AI and ultimately connectivity through to Microsoft, their AI, will just be so much smarter. The quality will be better. Because it's context constrained, you get so much better answers out of a smaller context for an AI gives it so much more power to give you a better answer. So again, the whole architectural that we base MFiles on is just a superpower.